by the little business lessons that I have learned, I'm still a student of business management.
The learning is a lifelong activity.
Yes, so if by that principle I know that you don't dip your hand into an existing business to finance, because you might just crumble that existing business. So we need to try and raise funds for the new business. How then do you begin startup businesses? You understand? So we are now looking at startups to finance individual businesses, and we treat every business as an individual.
Oh.
We don't model things up.
So you don't take from Peter.
We don't take from here to feed
pay
B.
Paul.
No, we don't do that. So we're looking at funding opportunities, getting loans. We're looking at partnerships. We're looking at investments. For instance, people that have interfaced with us, that have experienced what we have, they know that, okay, you guys have the content. What would it take to push this content out there? And then we're having business conversations along that line without tampering or in any way negatively affecting the smooth running of the clinic.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The clinic, you mean the research end?
the research end,
And also the production end,
Totally.
as well as the laboratory,
Totally.
and of course the clinical sense, as we know it, where patients are attended to
Totally.
and catered
Totally.
for.
Totally.
Wonderful. So you're really trying to protect the integrity and credibility
Because
of
that's
the
the
process.
cradle of the entire organization,
True.
the clinic itself. It's the cradle of what we call now.
True.
Yeah, so whatever business is springing up of that must not affect that cradle, because once the foundation is affected,
Every other thing comes
every other
crashing
thing
down.
comes crashing down.
I wish you good luck,
you very
in
much.
your effort to preserve the essence and substance of the
The legacy.
organization, the legacy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that a lot of our viewers out there will be learning a lesson or two about how the organizations can be around as a legacy
For
even
generations.
long after they're gone.
I respect my dad's commitment and sacrifice. In his own days, he was almost losing his job over his belief, over his conviction. It's funny when you try to debunk a man's experience. I mean,
even in medicine,
experience
because
is
I've read,
the only thing
Yeah.
that is provable.
yeah,
I drink water, I get better, and then you're telling me because it is not scientific, it's not tenable. I mean, that's really
well, it's
absurd.
always been like that over the course of
It doesn't
human
always have to
history.
be. So, well,
The guy who came forward to say that blood, and changed the principle about how the human blood,
yes,
he had to be very tactical, because others who came before him, I've read about a number of people who came up with discoveries that we use in medicine today.
Yeah.
When they first came out with their theories,
they were probably burnt at the
they
stake
were
or
stoned
something.
to death,
Yes,
some
totally.
were guillotined, so it's always been like that. But
It's
anyway,
always been that way.
we'll come to that topic someday and
Yes,
talk about it someday.
yes.
But I'm very, very enlivened, to hear that a lot of what we need to maintain that well-being,
around us.
or even to get that wellness that we crave, is all around us. We only need knowledge, to be able to. Now, what are the strategies that you have put in place to ensure that even when you are not there, or your siblings are not there, the organization still keeps running?
Thrives. Now, one major strategy, I think, is the training aspect. Now, when you train one person, you have 4 harms. When you train 10, you have 20, 22 harms. So the trick in expanding practice, it's different from business, is to train more people.
Yeah.
And when you train them, they go out there, they represent you, they are your products.
That's why I asked that question, actually, because your dad ran the place as a practice.
Yes.
It was all about him taking care of everyone that came to his doorsteps. And I looked at the organization's operation, and I've seen an effort to take it from practice to business organization. And that's why I asked that question. And that's why I'm going to ask a few other questions as well.
And aside the training as well, in my dad's time, social media was not this everywhere, was not this effective. So we're also leveraging on social media. For instance, there are times I could clerk a client on my WhatsApp, on Twitter, even on Facebook. They contact me and everything. They don't need to visit me.
So the herbalist now uses social media.
Totally. Totally.
Interesting.
I'm a 21st century herbalist.
21st century herbalist,
Yes.
and you're really living up to that credo, I must say.
Thank you. I remember very well in secondary school then, when some teacher, when they'll be asking you what you want to be, everybody, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, and I was like, I want to be a herbalist like my dad. That woman avoided me. So like that secondary
I can
school,
imagine.
because I was just being honest. That is what I wanted to be. For the treatment of malaria, although this doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to your doctors, always visit your doctors, always have your checkups done. So once you have confirmed that there is malaria, get the leaves of mango, fresh leaves of mango, fresh leaves of guava, fresh leaves of cashew, fresh leaves of almonds. That's what they call fruit. It's very common around us. And then if you can get the fresh leaves also of moringa, not moringa now, moringa, that's the oruo, quite bitter. Some people may want to add a dash of dongoyaro to it. It's not necessary, but if you want to, it's okay. You might also want to add a dash of lemongrass. Not necessary. Once you have the guava, the mango, the fruit, the cashew, and then the oruo, boil it very well. Don't overboil, because most of the time leaves, not most of the time, all of the time, leaves contain folic acid and vitamins, and it destroys these things. So once you bring to boil, not brisk boiling, just once it's boil for about 10-12 minutes, and then you filter it and
steady
drink
heat.
it. Yeah, steady heat. And then you would even notice some volatile oils on the surface of the tea by the time it's done. And then drink about 250 mils morning, afternoon, and night, and then give me feedback on
How
my
many
Facebook
days?
page. Drink it. It's something. It's both preventive and therapeutic. So it's something you can drink every time. Every time you can use it to replace your regular teas that you drink at home. Slightly bitter. If you had dongoyaro, though, it would be very bitter. But if it's only oruo that you've added, it's just slightly bitter, and it's something everybody in the house can drink. Children from 3 years and above.
Wow.
Don't give it to children younger than 3, because most of the time they won't be able to tell you how they are feeling. So you might want to stick to your regular treatment or see a professional before you administer on children. But for 3 years and above, it's good
250
to go.
mil.
250 mils, yes.
Wow.
3 times a day.
Wow. Well, that's a bonanza of the program
Yes,
today.
totally.
If we were visiting you in the clinic, that would require us coughing out a few
Totally.